There we go. Live. Go live. There we are. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Fully Kraken desktop app. I didn't know Kraken had a desktop app. What does that stand for? What's going on, y'all? All right, there we go. All right, what's going on, y'all? I'm surprised Sparch isn't here. I'm a little late today. Had dinner. Was running a little late on dinner. I'm not gonna lie, I was running a little late on dinner. What's up, Nick? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. What's going on? I was a little late. I'm a little late today. I get it. I'm a little late. I'm about 45 minutes late, but I was I was eating dinner, so it took me a little bit longer to eat dinner tonight. So what's going on, y'all? Let me go to a fresh Bitcoin chart. This is another Bitcoin chart that I'm looking at. What up, Bubba? What's going on? How are you? What's going on? Let's see. Where Bitcoin? Let's go to the Coinbase one today. I don't think there's anything on there. Yeah, there's nothing on there. Okay, cool. What's going on? I was just looking at something. All right, no comments on TikTok yet. Interesting. YouTube's more popping today. What do you guys want to look at today? We can look at Bit, look at some other assets. Let's see. I want to look at something on Bitcoin, though, real quick, because this was what I was looking at earlier. That's what it was. Okay. I want to see something on here. What's up? Spy, please? Yeah, we do Spy. What's up, Leah? How are you? I want to look at... This is interesting to me. Hold on. I want to see something. Where would that put that if that happened? Hold on. This here. Let's move this. I don't need this. What do I need this for? Get this out of the way. So this would be here. Or no, that would be up here. So 90, call it 92. 92. Okay, I want to see what... I'm just testing out another alternative theory if we went to 92. 92. Let me drop this to not analog, doesn't change. Okay. Okay. Where would this put the wave C at 1? It would put it at 44. And where would that put this at? Interesting. Interesting. You said Sailor talking about selling? What do you mean? Did he post something about it? Did he post something? I'm looking at an alternative scenario for Bitcoin. As an AMD and Micron investor, what the fuck's going on? What's going on with AMD? Is it popping or is it going down? Good, thanks. Bitcoin bottom coming soon. If we reach correction at 85, 86, we sweating? No. Nice pump, right? Someone said we sweating. Man, y'all crack me up. No, I'm not sweating at all, man. Yeah, he mentioned it in a share meeting. I mean, if he sells any Bitcoin, it'll be a small chunk of his Bitcoin. It won't be anything huge. I mean, he has stockpiles of Bitcoin. So I don't know. I wouldn't consider that. We fancy like Denny's and a milkshake. Yo, I could go for a milkshake right now. That sounds pretty good. Chat, Are we cooked? Man, y'all crack me up. No, we're not. I'm looking at an alternative scenario for Bitcoin. Both, it doesn't really matter. Both are still bearish, but the structure, if this is actually more bearish for Bitcoin if it plays out this way. If it doesn't, you know, we'll see. But this would be our A wave, B wave, C wave, and then on the weekly you can see it here. So hold on. This is our complex correction A wave, and then you have this A wave, B wave, C wave. And then if that corrects to, give me a second. Wave B's typically correct to the 0.5, which is at 93. If that happens, then the wave C will be lower. So then you'll get this. So this is another alternative scenario. If invalidation levels break, which they haven't yet, so there's no reason of flip-flopping to this, but something I'm looking at, because if that happens, then we'll get another, or did I say 93? A, B, C to the downside. So this is actually a worst case scenario for Bitcoin, which would put us at about 44 to 33K for this ABC move. That would be scenario 2. If my invalidation levels break, that's scenario 2. We have an A, B, C, an ABC up for a B wave, and another ABC down. That's not looking good for Bit if we do that. That would be a more bearish view of Bitcoin, and 44K to 33 would still remain the target, because if we look at the weekly, and again, guys, this is why I was talking about structure. Now, you may not agree with me. I don't care. I really don't. This whole structure is just a three-way move. It's an A wave, B wave, C wave. That's all it is. And when you get a three-way move like this, you get a corrective down. Now, the two scenarios that I'm tracking are this being one that I was waiting to showcase this because, again, I don't think it's going to happen. But if we decide to do that, the invalidation level is right here. So let me throw this up here. So if we break this level, which is 87,000, it's different on some different exchanges, but on, was this Coinbase right now? On Coinbase, it's 87,767. If we break that, that invalidates my current thesis, which also coincides. There's institutional order blocks up here too, a huge institutional order block supply zone there. So if we pump into this time, we're going to reject out of it. So I'm not really worried about that. But from a wave count standpoint, if we break that 87,000, so let me label this out real quick. Let me turn off the magnet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remove this. So that, can I get that all in? So that's the whole structure right there. And then we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll mark that in yellow. So if price breaks 87,000, wait, it's on the other chart, hold on. If price breaks 87,677, this is scenario B, which is even more bearish for Bitcoin. You have this three-way move up, which most likely takes us to this institutional supply zone up here, which would put us in a position where that would complete the C, and then you would get an ABC down. And that would put us at 44 to 33. In scenario 1, which is my main scenario, if that doesn't get invalidated, 60 to 50K for this wave 5 remains the target. So those are the two scenarios, guys. That's something that, you know, you got to take into consideration given the structure. If 87,767 gets broken, scenario 2 is on the table. So that would be this ABC up, and then we get an ABC down. I'm not really putting too much weight into this one just because this one still is my main scenario. Man, I hope to see Hood coming to 50. Maybe. There's a big institutional buy zone at like 68. Man, I hope to see Hood at 50. I'm buying it up. Yeah, Hood's a pretty good long-term investment. I like Hood. Let's see. What do we got? Comment here. Holy F, as an 18-year-old with a small portfolio, I'm up $600 today. Hell yeah, Mark. That's awesome. With all the followers, you think we can pump GameStop? Should we run GameStop back? Should we run it back? When will S&P correct? I'll show you S&P in a second. It's in a wave 5 right now. Why don't you just start dollar cost averaging out in case you're wrong? Because the price and structure doesn't support that. And I'm already in Bitcoin, guys. Like, I'm not in Bitcoin. I've been in Bitcoin. I bought a shit ton at bottom of 2022, so it makes no sense for me to buy here. I'll just ride what I currently hold. It makes no sense. But when Bitcoin corrects down to the bottom, then yeah, sure, I'll deploy capital. But at these prices, no, it doesn't make sense. But those are the two scenarios, man. Oh wait, no, I can just hit the back button, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let me put both scenarios like this. This is scenario 1, which consists of, again, a 5-wave move to the downside. This is actually the more, like, I guess, bullish case for Bitcoin because we only have a sub-wave 5 to go. The more bearish case for Bitcoin is this. This is the more bearish case for Bitcoin. Is everything in there? I gotta go to the weekly, that's why. This is the more bearish case for Bitcoin. So you kind of want scenario 1 over this because we have an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave. Let me make that a different color so it's not distracting. So this is an ABC of a larger wave A. ABC of your larger wave A. Then you have this ABC up for the larger wave B. And then you have an ABC down for the larger wave C. So this is actually the more bearish case scenario. You don't want that to happen because structure supports that if we pump above 87,767. If we don't, then this is the other scenario. We get one more leg down for Bitcoin. So, and there is a big institutional buy there, man. If you hit up to that level, you're going to dump out of it. So you either get a fifth leg or further chop. So this is more of the bearish case view, is you get this ABC up to about 93, maybe 92, and then you get an ABC down towards 44 to 33. So those are the two scenarios, man. Where do you wait? Where do you wait for all? I mean, altcoins. So there are altcoins on sale that you can buy right now that are pretty discounted. But it's alt season's not going to happen until Bitcoin has its next impulsive move. So it's not going to happen until Bitcoin has a next impulsive move, which still has a lot more time to go. Let's see, what do we got? Well, I'm up $100 in the last 10 minutes, guys. My portfolio isn't over 10K. Someone said, you lie, bro, can't happen. All right, well, you take your bet, man. You take your bet. If you think this is the start of the bull market, go ahead and put your money at where your mouth is and wait till 200K. 200 to 250K is my next target on Bitcoin on a larger scale. But on a midterm to short-term time frame, it still has more downside. So you take your bet, man. If you want to put your money now and wait for the downside, that's on you, man. I can't tell you what to do with your money. Just say you're sidelined, bro. You guys crack me up, man. You guys crack me up. Why would I be sidelined? If you missed the boat, I mean, you guys probably bought at all-time highs. So, you know, I'm not discounting that. You know, you probably bought your Bitcoin at 126 chasing the hype. That's probably what you did. I need Bitcoin mini bear market so I can buy the shit out of it. It will come down. You just got to be patient. I knew we were going to break out yesterday. Yeah, I mean, my short-term target's been 81 to 84. So, let's see. GameStop looks like it's going to dump. I mean, it most likely will. 90K income in the drop is going to be gross. Yeah, I mean, everyone's getting super bullish, man. We'll see what happens. Thumbs up helps the channel. It does. It does. But I know that everyone's flipping sides. You guys can take your bets. I'll wait 3 to 6 months and then we'll come back and have a conversation. But until then, until invalidation levels are hit or structure breaks, we're still in the lower high, man. If you look at the larger time frame, the structure is still bearish. We have lower high here, sorry. High, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. I mean, it just simple price action, simple structure. So you guys can take your bet, man. If you guys want to buy now, be my guest. Go ahead, buy. What's up, Yellowstone? What's going on? Scenario number 3, Tau to 10K. Yeah, Tau's pumping, man. Another position we did take. Tau's at, 294. Everyone, I remember talking about Tau. There were so many comments saying that you're dumb for investing in Tau. Again, guys, I don't make these opinions based on my opinion. It's based on structure. I don't care what your emotional opinion is of an asset. I bought at 232, and now we're at 294. Like, the structure supported a move up. We hit the 618, and we're pumping up. And now there's, talk of what do you call it? Solana's integrating Tau into Solana. So, like, fear-driven news, man. I take advantage of it all the time. But yeah, I mean, Tau's up like 30-40%, or no, I think it's up 30% since entry. So people call me an idiot for buying Tau. They're like, well, did you not see the news? Look at Tau, it's dumping. Like, you gotta factor in the news. You can't buy now. Wait for the dump. Stay sideline, man. Stay sideline. What do you think the bottom is for Bitcoin? 60 to 50K with a potential extension down to 40. Still can make money on Alto? Yeah, 100%. I mean, just because Bitcoin's still in its chop zone doesn't mean you can't make money. There's so many opportunities out there. Tau pump, Neo pump, Circle pumped like a shit ton since entry. I mean, if you look at Circle ripped since entry down here at 83. We're already at, what, 114 right now? So we had a nice pump off of this low. There's opportunities everywhere, man. You just got to know where to look. Just got to know where to look. What do we got? What are your prices about XRP? $5 to $8 in the midterm, but more downside in the short term. What strategy? I use a combination of strategies. I use, I guess, order flow, order blocks, whatever you want to call it, on top of Elliott Wave Theory. So I use both. 200K is 20. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the macro, so zooming out here on Bitcoin, if you look at the macro here on Bitcoin, their targets, it depends on where the bottom is. Now, I do have 50K. If we go to 40, it reduces those targets a little bit. But if we go to 50 at the base case, the 1.618 to the 2.618 is between 200 to 300. So that's my next long-term target on Bitcoin. That's not 6 months away. That's not, 3 months away. That's a long-term target of at least a year. The price doesn't just rip up to 200K in a week. Long-term for the next target is 2 to 300K. That would be my next target on Bitcoin from a long-term. It's going to take years to see all the time. Yeah, I mean, 1 to 3 years is my next target for 200 to 300K for sure. I agree. We're still in a bear flag. I mean, yeah, the structure also supports a bear flag. Yes. Let's see. It will go down. Yeah, I agree. I'm trusting Nick, although I want to buy right now. What's up? Yeah, I mean, hey guys, you guys, obviously I document everything, and it's up to you to make the decision if you believe me or if you don't. Only time will tell. That's the hard part that I think people get in their own emotions right now because price is pumped. And when price is pumped, it's only moved 30%. I think 30% from the bottom. 34%. So we moved up 34% from the bottom. But if you look at it on a larger time frame, hold on. This is a 3-wave move. That's all it is. It's a three-wave move. That's all this structure is, and you don't get three-wave moves. That's not an impulsive move. You need a five-wave move. That's what you need. We only have a three-wave move, and if you look at the structure on this wave, it's a three-wave move. This wave down, I'll show you. Let me go to daily. So if this was to have been the bottom, you would get something like this. You would get a five-wave move like this. That's what you would get off of a low. But we didn't get that. We got this three-wave move up, three-wave move down, and then this C. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. Three-wave move up, three-wave move down, and then this C. That doesn't look impulsive to me, man. That doesn't look impulsive. Target on Neo. My next target on Neo is about $12. $12 on Neo. So when is your invalidation point? So I just went over the two scenarios on Bitcoin. So scenario one, which is my base case scenario, which is this one right here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expanding flat. That invalidation, let me go back to the chart, is right here. Let me go to weekly so you can see all of it. That invalidation level's up here at 87,767. That only invalidates that specific scenario. It doesn't invalidate the larger structure. So if we go above 87,000, what did I say? 87,767. This would be the anticipated path of Bitcoin. We have this A, B, C down, this A, B, C up, and then we get an A, B, C down. That would be the next structure if we invalidate the scenario one. So if we invalidate 87,767, that would invalidate the expanding flat thesis. And most likely, we would retrace to the 0.5 fib, where wave B's come in, which is at 93, which is also coinciding with a major institutional sell level. I'll show you guys right here, which is this level right here. Let me get the magnet. Why is that not working? Hold on. Which is right here. That's a major institutional level of selling. Right here. At that base candle. And that also lives at the 0.5 to the 0.382, which is a zone that wave Bs typically like to go to, coinciding with that institutional level of selling. And if that happens, then all we would have is this. So we would have this A wave, B wave, C wave of a larger wave A, this A wave, B wave, C wave of a larger wave B, and then we would get an A, B, C down of a larger wave C to complete the structure. That is what would happen if we invalidate the first scenario. If we don't invalidate the first scenario, then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move down towards 60 to 50K. If we invalidate that scenario, this would be a wave B, aka, if you want to call it a bull trap, you can call that wave B, and that would be, exit liquidity for people that bought down here, and then boom, we pump up into 90, like anywhere between 87 to 94. Then we see a wave C down. Structure supports that, so that would be a most likely B wave, and then we get a C wave down. So those are the two scenarios, man. We'll see what happens. We'll wait for invalidation levels, but until then, there's just more downside. The global macroeconomic outlook also supports that as well. Okay, yeah, we can go to S&P because S&P is in a five wave as well. So once S&P completes its fifth wave and drops, it'll also drag Bitcoin down with it as well. They're about to drop interest rates and start printing. Unfortunately, that's not the case, man. If you look at the interest rates going forward, the next projected interest rate cut is in December of 2027. So unfortunately, that would be wrong. That is something that was talked about early on, but inflation is rising, so they won't cut it. They won't cut interest rates. So that is something they won't do. With inflation going up, with that becoming more sticky, oil prices rising, they don't have the economic outlook to be able to cut rates. I think you can go, let me see, rate cut odds. If we go to Fed Watch, where are the rate cut? So the next rate cut doesn't happen, I believe, until December of 2027. is when they're pricing in rate cuts, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it's March 2027. Is it March? I think it's more March 2027. But no interest rate cuts, I think, are projected for this year. If you look at this tool, there's no interest rate cuts for basically January of 2027 starts getting a little bit higher. Let's see. April, June, July, September. I think it's December. Yeah, I think it's December that's the first cut is projected. So unfortunately in 2026, that was a topic of discussion, but with inflation ticking up, the Fed won't cut. Do you think we'll hit the bottom in 2026? Like Bitcoin bottom? Yeah, I think 2026 we'll see the bottom, yes. Short-term buys and selling isn't bad. I mean, that's what I've been doing right now. So as far as like longer-term investing, I've taken long-term holds, but in the interim, yeah, taking short-term trades 100%. Coping that you're sidelined. Nice. What do you think about XRP? $5 to $8 is my next one. We see all-time high for Bitcoin by end of summer. I don't see that, to be honest. I'm waiting for MSTR, BMNR, SBET, all good prices. Yeah, MSTR, BMNR, and SBET I am waiting to load up on, 100%. We will see. I don't know. Everything pumped when DXI went below support and is now bouncing off resistance. Why does it look like you randomly putting that target fib on? No, so if you're talking about the target fib, that's just for a wave B. So you take it from the top here to the bottom. That's all I was doing. For a target for wave B. That's all I was doing. What's up, Con? How are you? Let's go to S&P. So let's go to the S&P. Let's see here. So I can go into the S&P. This is what I charted out today, actually, I think, or recently. I can't remember. So let me remove this fib here for a second. We have a huge institutional buy level right here. We can see this on this basing candle right here, which coincides with the level of institutional buying. We also have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a 5 wave developing here on Bitcoin. On S&P. We are currently in the wave 5 of 5, waiting for the correction. So we're just waiting for the correction on there. And if you put the fibs from top to bottom, the 0.5 actually lives in this institutional buy zone. So S&P, my next target would be between like 6K to 5,500. That would be my next target on S&P once it corrects. See what we got. How many TikTok accounts do you have? Just one. Only one account. There's a lot of fake accounts, but just this one account. Yeah, I'm still new to waves, and this style is pretty old school. Yeah, I mean, Elliott Wave's been around since the 1930s. What's up, Freddie? How are you? Did you have your pizza today yet, or no? Did you have your pizza? Interest rates are not getting cut. Yeah, they're not getting cut till 2027. Most likely December, I think, is when the next cut is projected. So this year we won't see cuts. Are you buying MicroStrategy? Not at these prices, but I will, yeah. Someone said, you told me we would go to 50K last week. That's still my target, man. You guys are too... I don't want to say it like this, but y'all need to stop being so short-term focused. You guys need to zoom out. Patience. I can't explain it enough. I don't have to go on here, guys. I don't have to go on here and do this stuff. If you guys are going to complain that targets aren't hit in your desired time frame, honestly, you gotta grow up, man. You gotta grow up. If you don't see a specific target in fucking 2 weeks, then you really need to evaluate your investing strategy. It's, you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is, man. You gotta have a long-term time horizon on these things. The price doesn't move in 2 weeks and you guys freak out. Like, I can't help you there. I can't. When do you think Bitcoin is going to 200K? Once the correction is done, I could see that by 1 to 3 years. I mean, it's going to take time, man. It's not going to happen overnight. You guys got to have a long-term time horizon. You guys got to, Bitcoin and crypto and stocks is not gambling, man. It's not gambling. You're not going to get rich quick. You got to have a long-term time horizon. What is the better investment, Bitcoin or MSTR? I like both. I like Bitcoin and MSTR, man. I like both. I'm not in MSTR currently, but I'll plan on buying it on the next dump. Tacos. Actually, did I have I had crunch wrap. My wife made like homemade crunch wraps the other day, which were really good. Yeah, be patient. We love you, man. You all good. It's just it's very frustrating sometimes when people come on here and they keep saying, "Well, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. You're wrong. You're an idiot." Da, da, da. Like, again, I can't help you with your emotions, man. You got to manage those. I'm not an emotional therapist. That's not what I do. So you got to manage that stuff, man. He did not say he's a day trader. He's a long-term investor. Thank you, Bagman. I am a long-term investor, guys. Well, I do some day trading, sure, but I am not a day-to-day trader. Like, I'm not charting these things for day trades. That's not how I'm charting them. These are monthly candles on S&P. These are not daily, hourly candles. If you want a day trade, drop down to the hourly, 4-hour, and 15-minute. If you want to see prices move to targets in a day or two, you got to chart on the smaller time frames. If you want to know what the S&P is doing in the next day, go to the 15-minute time frame. If you want to know what it's doing over the next 3 to 12 months, go on the monthly time frame. Zoom out. View the bigger picture. Yes, I've been saying S&P is due for a correction. It will happen. But if it doesn't happen this month, next month, the month after, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get an ABC down. That's just how it works. After a blow off top like this, you get a correction. You know, I can't help you if you don't see that. If you want to FOMO in and go through the emotions of FOMOing into assets like this, be my guest, man. Be my guest. If you want to FOMO chase price at all-time highs and, you know, where the price is now, go ahead and invest. But don't come crying to me when the price corrects and you're sitting on a minus 20% position. Don't say I didn't warn you. And we kind of have an RSI divergence on here too on the monthly. So you also got to factor that in. But again, guys, this is my opinion. You can agree with it. You can not agree with it. I'm going to continue doing me. So have a great day. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't want to be here, don't be here. Newbies, they need to zoom out. Yeah, it's hard, man. It really is. Is crypto more efficient than trading NQ for Elliott Wave? You can use it in any market. There's really no like preference per se as far as like how you use it. It just depends on, you know, what your preference is. You can use it on NQ or crypto. I would say avoid it mainly on like the really speculative small cap stuff, but on like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, like the large caps, Elliott Wave is very efficient on it. Happy Cinco de Mayo. That is true. That is true. I should have had tacos today. SPY to 7:30 tomorrow. I just said I'm not a day trader. Focus, Nick. Focus. Yeah, I'm getting off on a tangent. Y'all confusing me. I need to focus. All right, let's get back to business here. Good investing is all about emotional management. Yeah, 100%. MU. I think actually one of the VIP members mentioned MU. I want to say I looked at it. Yeah, I looked at this today, I think. I don't know if Chill Dad's on here, but he was mentioning this. So we do have a 5-wave move. We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and this developing 5 for MU. To me, on this wave 5, like this specific wave 5 right here, we do have a 5 subwave. So the more likely scenario is a correction down on MU. Let's see, is there any institutional buying on this thing that lines up with fibs? So if we correct from here, you know, if we continue pumping up a little bit more, or we correct from here, I mean, there is this institutional buy level right here. Right there. That's an institutional buy level right there. Maybe here, maybe. But with this drop, that doesn't really look like an institutional buy. There's definitely an institutional buy here. On the weekly, There's kind of this level right here. I mean, this actually would be an institutional buy level right here. It looks like this drop, base, and then pump. So this level right here definitely looks like that for sure. And I wonder where that coincides with the fibs. So that weekly zone right here coincides with the 0.5 fib. So price could go down to 355 and see a reaction off of that level based on that weekly demand zone there. What's up, 1 for 1? What's going on? Great job, Nick. No, I'm just saying it, guys. Like, I'm not going off on a tangent because, like, again, I don't care what the people say. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. If people don't want to be in this live stream because they disagree with me, get out of here, man. We don't want you. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. Yes, you know, I can provide you my market commentary and my opinions, but I cannot give you legal financial advice. That, my friend, is on you. Yo, anyone on YouTube, smash the like button. Yeah, I mean, if you guys do like it on YouTube, I think it promotes it out. I don't really know how the algorithm works on YouTube. I know on TikTok, the more likes on TikTok generally push it out. Chasing those green candles is a real thing, and it will slam you every time. Yeah, every time, man. So your favorite time frame is the hour chart? No, it depends on what you're trading. It depends on your goal. It depends on, you know, if you're swing trading or if you're day trading. Are you long-term investing? It really depends on what you're trying to do. I was just saying, if you're looking for more of a day trade type thing, you know, I would look towards like the 4-hour, hourly, 15-minute. But if you're looking towards like a swing trade, monthly, weekly, daily. MU did rip. Yeah, it is ripping. Do you use Elliott Wave to trade? I use Elliott Wave more for long-term investing, and then I use order flow for more day trade stuff. But I use Elliott Wave sort of more as some level of confirmation for... I use a combination. I use order flow and Elliott Wave for day tradings. Scroll on. No, they come in here to get me riled up. That's what they do. I need to start blocking some of these people. Other assets are always at bottom of buy. Yeah, there's so many assets, man. So many things on sale. You just got to know where to look. You covered stock SNDK. Is it a good stock to hold or better? I mean, MU to me looks like it's tops. And again, guys, this is where like not chasing the green candles is something that I would recommend. Don't chase. Let price come to you. Where's Peach? She's downstairs. I wouldn't be surprised if she's sitting outside right now, and if I open the door, she might come in. If I open the door, Peach might be sitting out there, but she's probably down with my wife downstairs. For any haters, only time will tell. Yeah, man. I'm not one that's like, hey, I told you so. Like, that's not my personality. I'll just let my work speak for itself. But once we hit 60 to 50K in Bitcoin, it's going to be a funny conversation, man. Go get Peach. All right, let me see if I can get her. Peach? She's coming. All right, Peach. Well, why are your paws wet? There we are. There's Peach. So you want to say hi? Why are your paws wet? Get out of here, you wet dog. There's Peach. She might hang in here for a little bit. You gonna hang out in here? What are you gonna do? Yeah? She's probably gonna go find a bone or something. All right, now go and scram. Go do something else. Can we just bottom already? Yeah, 100%. 47K possible. Yep. Haters won't be here when it hits 60 to 50K. Yeah, they'll be crying because their positions are down 30%. Someone said doing the dishes. I don't know what Summer's doing down there. I have no idea. Okay. Can you give us a good swing trade example? Yeah. All right. Let me close this door. Hold on. Go get mom. Go downstairs. All right. Thinking of selling all my F just to reinvest in dividend ETFs. I mean, dividend ETFs are pretty good. I took a swing trade. I mean, Robinhood still looks pretty good, in my opinion. They're on this right here. We had this zone right here hit. So we had a 5-way move on this candle, and then we had a huge retail sell-off for that earnings for Robinhood. But we also had this big institutional order block right here, which price on the weekly pumped out, or right here on the weekly, you can see it right here. So price came into the zone, a lot of limit orders set, price pumped out, came back in to fill more, and then we're pumping out. There's also this sort of, I think it's on the daily actually. Kind of sort of right here. There's like this daily level, but that to me is more news driven from retail selling. But we definitely have an institutional block here, and that coincides with Kathy Woods buying Robinhood at this level, which makes sense with this candle right here and this big rip out. But we came back into it, and then we're popping out. This was one that, if you look at I think it's the hourly time frame on this move, you can see the 5-way move out. So we had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way move out, and then the earnings caused the massive sell-off on it, but we had this, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this A, B, and this huge C-wave sell-off that we're kind of pumping out of now. So that was one that I took a position on. I still hold that position, so we'll see if this pans out the way that I think it's going to pan out, but that's one that I took a position in. You're on daily, right? This is hourly for Robinhood, but then this is daily. 1 to 6 months swing trade interval. Yeah, I mean, swing trades you can hold them for, a week, a month. It just depends, and that also factors into time frame of like what time frame you're operating on. Like weekly time frames are going to give you very different entries than dailies, are going to give you very different entry points than monthlies. So it just depends. I was waiting on the gap on circle at 65, 67 to enter. Where's circle? On 65 to, this level right here, you mean? You can't see that. Hold on. You only see it on the daily. Hold on, let me go back to the daily. Let me get this in. This level right here. This 65. If you actually look at order flow on this, I think the monthly has it. Did I draw it on the monthly? No, I think it's the weekly. This is a weekly zone down here. Maybe it's the daily. Is it the daily? Why? Oh, this is just... Get this fucking thing out of here. Yeah, the daily actually has a zone right here. Right here. That's a daily zone right there at the 0.618 fib, which we almost came down to touch right there at that daily level. Is there a weekly level there too? No, not really. There's no weekly level there. We didn't have a nice pop on circle though, and we had this 5-way move out. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we had this corrective move down, and then, we're popping up. Does it sustain? That's the question, because we could also have this be a wave down, an ABC up, and then an ABC down as well. That could happen on circle. That could potentially happen if we get something like that. You would form this A wave, B wave, C wave. That's what I'm saying on Bitcoin too, is a potential opportunity on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, no changes, man. I know people are getting all their panties in a twist, or whatever that saying is. This is just a 3-way move. If you see it on the daily, look. You know what? Let's do something. How about this? What do y'all see right here? Let me go to the weekly because it's a little bit more clear, so I can get everything in. What do y'all see? right here. This structure. Is that a 5-wave move or a 3-wave move? You guys tell me. Maybe the daily would have been better. 3. Okay, 3. Four. Jeff said 4. Maybe. But it looks like a 3-way. 6, 7. All right, yeah. Now I know Jeff's being sarcastic. Okay. And if you look at this, right, you have this up, down, up. That to me is all it is. It's just a corrective wave. And let me get my book. On the first, I think it's on the first page of the book. What does that look like more? This or that? Impulsive or corrective? Can you all see that? Impulsive or corrective? What does it look like more? Impulse, correction. Looks more like a correction, right? You have a 3-wave move. That's all it is. And if you look at the daily, it becomes a little bit more clean. You kind of have this structure on the daily. You have this 3-wave move up, 3-wave move down, and this move up, which this is also a 3-wave move, a 3-wave move, and then wave C. That's all it is, man. So why is the C so extended? It's not actually extended. So if you look at this structure right here, you can use the trend-based fib extension and take it from the bottom of wave A, so down here, to the top of wave A, which is up here. Take it to the, so you drag this down here to the bottom of wave B. So all I did was I took this tool right here. It's called the trend-based fib extension. You place the entry point here, the top here, and then you drag it down to the bottom of wave B. And you get these targets out here. And wave C typically extends. So this wave C right here, this structure right here, the wave C typically extends between the 1 and the 1.618, which is between $81 to $85. $81,000 to $85,000. So it's not actually extended. It's actually in the perfect zone of where price wants to go, which is between 85 to 81. You could possibly get an extension up higher. There is a daily supply zone and a daily supply zone here at 84, which could provide some resistance for price to go down. There's also this huge block up here, which is monthly, weekly, daily correlation. All of this up here, it's just monthly, weekly, and daily zone, which will provide a huge level of resistance to get through that. That's a huge sell zone here. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if price stops out here and then reverses. And then the place that it'll likely want to go is down here to supply. So we have monthly, weekly, daily correlation supply, monthly, weekly, daily correlation demand. So if we pump up into this, the price would want to go down here towards like 68,000 to 60,000. That would be the next zone. If price pumps up here, the next likely zone would be demand, which is down there. So, but it's not actually extended. It actually is right where it's supposed to be. You said SPY going down, but it's going up. I mean, yeah, on the short time frame, yeah, I said SPY has limited upside, but more than likely going down. Again, those are monthly candles, not daily candles. So you're not going to see a move like that over the course of a few weeks. You're going to see that over the course of 3 to 6 months. I'm playing the long game, not the short game, man. How certain are you from all this? I don't know. You want me to put a percentage on it? He just doesn't want to admit he is wrong. Well, until price invalidates levels, there's no reason to be right or wrong. You got to play structure, man. If you want to buy here, go ahead, buy. If you want to buy 85 and hold for the long term, go ahead, do it. When are you going to turn bull? When invalidation levels are hit and structure supports it. Until then, I'm not flipping. Everyone bullish now, likely held from 125 to 126. Yeah, I mean, everyone's bullish now because they want price to go back to their entry point so they can sell at a profit or break even. A lot of people did buy at all-time highs and they were sitting and super fearful down here in the bottom. And now that price is going up, they're getting hopeful again because their price is retracing into potential buy zones because they got a little bit greedy, bought the top because every guru and investment house said Bitcoin's going to 200K. They purchased it, and lo and behold, it corrected, 50%. So, that's where a lot of the hopium comes from because people want to sell and exit their position at break even. Bitcoin has already bottomed. I'll bet my house on it. All right, go ahead. Come back in 3 to 6 months. We'll talk. Come back in 3 to 6 months, man. Why is that not a W reversal? So it's an ABC corrective, but it's a complex structure in Elliott Wave Theory. Not to confuse you guys, because not everyone knows Elliott Wave Theory, but this is a WXY correction. That's all it is. It's a WXY, and the reason behind that is you have a 3-wave W, a 3-wave Y, and then this corrective sort of choppy wave C. It almost looks like this is the A wave, B wave, and then the ABC. Like, that's kind of what it looks like, but to me, this is just a WXY correction. Do you provide alerts? So kind of, sort of. I provide more coaching than alerts. I mean, I do, provide people with long-term buys that I take and some like trade analysis. Yes, but like straight alerts, like copy trade, no. I don't know if you're actually legally allowed to do that. I don't know if you can do that. Definitely not. I'm so certain I sold it all today. The Bitcoin I bought at 61K. Yeah, I mean, I've already shared the two scenarios, guys. I'm not really going to harp on it too much more because I don't really want to give people that don't necessarily have the best intentions about coming in here and saying, whatever comments they want to say. I don't want to give them the satisfaction, so I'm not going to do it. Someone said good luck with that. I wish you the best of luck. If you're buying 85K, I wish you the best of luck, man. What happened to 60 to 50K? No changes, man. He was asking I can't remember who it was. He was asking about wave C. So this is the A, the B, the C. He was just asking about wave C. What are those targets? Which is 81 to 85, and then 60 to 50K remain the next target. So that hasn't changed. Are you using TikTok Studio? I am, yeah, on my PC. So I have TikTok Studio downloaded on my PC, yes. So I have more time to stack VeChain. That is a smart man right there, John. VeChain looks good, man. I like VeChain. Someone said already bought at 60 to 70. You missed the bottom, buddy. Well, you tell me when that reverses and then you're underwater. You tell me, man. You tell me. But good on you for buying Bitcoin, man. I think everyone should own Bitcoin, but I think buying at certain levels is more important than being right or wrong. People just want to recoup. Yeah, it tends, it tends to happen, man. You have a charting class? Yeah, so every Sunday, Thursday, and Tuesday for the VIPs, we do... I provide coaching and market analysis, and then Sundays are chart request days. So every single day, on every single Sunday, we do VIP chart requests. Yeah. So that is something that I provide. Yeah. So every Sunday we do chart request Sunday, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays are more coaching days. Which is what, is in the VIP side. Do you have a Discord or just WAP? Both. So the WAP sets you up with the Discord, but I also have a free Discord as well. I do provide commentary in there, but it's more so based on like more of a free version, if that makes sense. Can we do sound on the 4-hour SoundHound? We can go there, yeah. Jake Patrick, like it up. Nick, are we going to 92K soon? What's up, Raj? I mean, my targets are still 81 to 85 on the short time frame, and then a dump. So no real changes there. 84, 86, and it's going to can. Will Bitcoin to 44? I mean, That's my next target, man. That is 60 to 50K with an extension down to 40. You can place your bets on however you want. If you think we're in a bull market right now and this is the next bull run and we're going to all-time highs, then take your bet. If you don't, take your bet. With the global macroeconomic landscape, I'm going to put my bet on there's way more downside. SPX is also in a wave 5 blow off top, which will ultimately bring Bitcoin down with it as well. We are printing after market. We are not going lower than 77 to 70, 73, 77 max watch. Hey man, you can believe that, but I have to disagree. 100%. The best team I've been on. Nick is straight up, no bullshit here. Love the team. What's up, Joe? Yeah, man, I'm authentic as it comes. I don't change just because market sentiment has shifted. Something that a lot of traders, I think, fail to realize is emotional control. That is something a lot of people struggle with, which is what I help out. What I help in the VIP side. As far as like mental discipline, emotional discipline, like that's something that I coach a lot of people on in the VIP side, because that is a big portion of trading, is having emotional control. What's the lowest time frame you use? You can use it on any time frame. Why isn't position 2 really position 4? I'm confused. I don't know what you mean. What's up? Love you, Nick, but we'll see. Of course, Raj. No harm, no foul, man. I'm not, that type of stuff doesn't bother me, man. I think only time will tell, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months. I can only tell you what the charts are suggesting. Obviously, we've had short-term bullishness, 100%. I cannot disagree with that. We've had short-term bullishness on the S&P and on Bitcoin. That 100% has happened, right? We've rallied from 60 to 81, which has provided a decent rally, but the structure still supports bearish downside, man. The global macro, like the macro, with oil being elevated this long, continuing war stuff going on, companies going out of business because of it, inflation ticking back up, like that causes ripple effects in the economy, which have not presented themselves yet because it takes time, guys. With oil being this elevated, we may not see the ripple effects on that for the next 3 to 6 months. Again, short-term bullishness, sure. Over the past, month, we've had some rallies, but that doesn't change the larger picture. You guys got to remember that there's different time frames that you trade on. There's longer time frames, which are, could play out over 3 to 12 months. There's shorter time frames that are more mid-target, 1 to 3 months. And then there's short time frames, which are more, 1 to 2 weeks. You got to know the difference between the three, because the way that you trade, the way that you chart, the way that you go about analyzing a market is very different. I'm more of an investor, so I analyze things on monthly, weekly, and daily time frame. And those things may not play out for a course of 3 to 6 months. You may be bullish right now, but come back in 6 months, you may be having a very different conversation with yourself, because the macroeconomic landscape is still bearish. Interest rates aren't going to get cut this year. People are, saying that they are. They're not. So again, take your pick, man. You guys can believe me or not believe me. Take your strategy. If you would like to buy assets right now, if you would like to buy the S&P, if you would like to buy Bitcoin right now and hold it for 2 years, you're perfectly fine. Because after a correction, rallies happen. If you look to buy it now and sell in a month, I would say be cautious with your investment decision right now, because the structure still supports downside. And if you're buying now hoping to sell at 100K in 3 months, I wish you the best of luck, man. I wish you the best of luck. 100% love the paid Discord. I appreciate that, Matt. Have you taken no new Bitcoin shorts have opened right now. The structure hasn't supported that for a good risk reward. Everyone wants to do leverage plays. Yeah, so many people mess around with leverage, man. Leverage can be a good tool, but you got to know how to use it. I see what you mean. Are you talking about this on Oh, oh, okay, I see what you mean. Like this being the one, this being the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Yeah, it could be that. The only problem is this wave came into the territory of this wave, so in order for this to happen, wave 4s typically can't retrace into wave 1s. That's the only problem. So when wave 4 goes into wave 1, it invalidates. There are certain scenarios when that can potentially be the case where wave 4 can enter the territory of wave 1, but it's very minuscule in terms of that actually happening. Now, there's kind of a 5-wave move here. That actually looks like a 5-wave move. So this technically could potentially be this wedge pattern here, but that's a really big wedge pattern for this. Like, there is a certain wave count in Elliott Wave Theory that provides this wedge pattern. This just doesn't really look like a wedge pattern to me. But you could get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the top, which would cause it. But for me, this is a 5-wave move with a 3-wave pullback, and we should expect another wave up. I don't know if we necessarily get the wedge pattern like that. It just doesn't really support that, unfortunately. But it kind of looks like it to some extent. You know, 1, 2, 3, ABC 4. But it also could be a 1, 2 as well. So this could be a wave 1, a wave 2, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 3. So you could actually be in an extended third wave here, which makes sense. You could either be in a 1, 2, with this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So you actually get an extended third wave on this, which would actually be more bullish. Don't be a bot, just hold. Do you see Hood going back under 70s after testing 81, 84? Under 70s? Probably not. My gas is almost $5. Yeah, it's insane. I think New Jersey gas right now is it's insane. I haven't even checked because I haven't filled up my gas tank in a good bit because my wife fills the car up usually because she gets the expense gas. So I really don't pay attention to the gas price, but it has ticking up for sure. Scythe baby, what's up? Grayson, how are you? Do you think markets have been behaving differently because of AI trading bots or no change? No, because if you think about it, like with AI trading bots, it's still like either if it was a bot or a regular human placing a buy or sell, it's going to happen regardless. So I don't really factor that in too much. And I don't really think the markets have been behaving differently. It's just we're in a complex correction structure driven by a lot of the just political landscape that's going on right now. You know, one tweet could send the market up or market down. Like that has played a significant factor. What the fuck was that? It was the next door neighbor. I just heard something like crash into the fence. I hear a kid crying outside too, so that's probably not good. Thanks, Nick. Seems weird, right? They have earnings 2 days. Yeah, I mean, the structure just looks... All right, that baby's outside crying. He must have hit his head or something. I don't know. I heard a big smack. Yeah, he's pissed. People say sell in May. That is something too, like seasonal weakness in May. Like everyone says sell in May, go away. Do you like using leverage? I do use leverage, but I use it in terms of like having a plan and a strategy. It can be a very useful tool, but you got to know how to use it. Folks, don't mess with that BS scam. Yeah, that person that said message me about rent, don't message them. $9 gas in San Diego? That is insane. I get my gas at Costco. Yeah, Costco's lit. I like Costco. $4 gas in Texas. I think we're up to about $4 as well. Wow, that state is cooked. Yeah, $9 for gas. That is insane. Oh, if you guys want some good, like, just fundamental projects to look into, I shared this with the VIP, but I actually shared it with everyone. Because I do think that is it this one? No, I think it's just partners. Is it this? Where is it? No, it's not here. Is it platform? I think it's on platform, partner blockchains. Here we go. There it is. Where's the big chart? So if you guys want, like, again, when legislation comes into crypto, and well, this, damn it, I gotta put it on this pane. All right, so when legislation comes into crypto, there's going to be, I think if I just hit this, it shows all the partners. There we go. So when legislation comes into crypto, a lot of the bullshit tokens are going to get wiped out. They're not going to pass regulation. They're not going to pass all this stuff. You want to have solid projects to invest in. In my opinion, this is where I would go. Go to Circle's website and it lists all the blockchains and projects that are associated with Circle and developing with them and partnering with them. To me, if a company like Circle, which is a regulated company, which is planning for the next 5 to 10 years, they're not going to integrate with some bullshit project because that would look bad on their brand. Here are some projects to look at. Just go to Circle's website, go to the platform, find their solution partners. You got Algorand, Aptos, CeeLo, WorldCoin, SCI, Near Protocol, Optimism, Hedera, Ethereum, Polygon, like XRP. These are the tokens that are good fundamental projects that you want to position yourself in for the next 5 to 10 years. Those are the ones that are going to survive regulation. The other dog shit out there is probably not going to pass. Would you recommend using 3x leverage on Bitcoin if it reaches 50K? I mean, if you're planning on doing spot, I would just buy spot. Like, don't mess around with leverage. Just buy spot. There's no point. Just buy spot at that point. If you want to do leverage, I would say more on like swing and day trading. Yeah, you can use leverage, but you know, you could use it there if you wanted to, but why take the risk of getting liquidated on a volatile asset? Just buy spot, you know, and hold that till 200K. It's a 400% gain. That's what I would do personally. Michael Saylor is peeking through the crack in your closet door. That was the noise. Michael Saylor peeking through here, looking to sell his Bitcoin and just rug the market. All right, so someone had asked about Neo before. I think someone had asked about Neo, so let's go to Neo. Yeah, why is that baby yelling out there? He must be playing out there. I don't know what they're doing. But we had this 5-wave move on Neo, and then this ABC down. Like that's still the structure, and we're just in the wave 3. So this is the wave 1, and then we're in the wave 3, and my next target on it is about 10 to 12 bucks, possibly extending to 16. That's my next target on Neo. That hasn't changed. Just waiting for, you know, this sort of price action to develop, but the next target on that's around $12 just based on Elliott Wave Theory. Why is Zcash up 25%? Actually, that's Chill Dad's favorite crypto, Zcash. Oh, would you look at that? There's my Zcash from last time we did it on stream. We're in the wave 3. So we have this 5-wave move up, and then the wave 2. 5-wave move up, correction, and then we're in the next wave. So we've had the 1, the 2, we're in the 3, 4, and then waiting for the 5th. I think 600 was the next target on Zcash, around 600. How long term for Neo? Again, I don't know how to preface this, guys. I don't chart based off time. If you buy an asset, hold it for 12 months and just wait. Like, I can't. There's nothing you can do to predict time. You guys have to, and this is not a knock, and this is just in general. When you invest in an asset, you have to know what you're buying, when you're buying, why you're buying. You have to answer all these questions. Don't just blindly throw money at stocks and crypto because it's pumping. That's not a strategy. That's gambling. When you buy an asset, know what you're investing in. What does the company do? What is their landscape? What are the financials? What is all that stuff? Know what the project does if it's crypto. Know what they do. Know what they're, know a little bit about what you're investing in. Then ask yourself, why am I investing in this? Like, what's the point? Is Am I investing in it because it's pumping and I don't want to miss the move? Am I investing in it because I believe in the company and I feel like it's a discounted company or a discounted crypto, so I want to invest in it? Ask yourself that question. Why are you investing in it? And then from there, look at the chart and say, would I invest here based on this chart? Is it at a discounted level or am I just chasing the hype? That's another question you need to ask yourself. Then you need to figure out, am I investing in this going in to hold it for a day trade? Am I holding it for a swing trade? Am I holding it for a long-term position? What am I doing with this asset? Am I looking to buy it and sell it in a few days? Am I looking to buy it and sell it in a week? Am I looking to buy it and sell it in 3 months? Am I looking to buy it and sell it in 12 months? All of those questions impact when you buy. That is what you do. You decide, and then when you look at the chart, you don't look at the monthly time frame to invest in a swing trade. That's not how it works. If you're charting on a monthly time frame, investing and hoping to sell on a pump in 2 weeks, don't go to the monthly time frame. Go to the hourly and 4 hour. That'll provide you a better visual. But these are the questions you have to ask yourself on investing. What am I doing? How long am I holding? These type of things. And then just hold the targets. If it doesn't reach your target in a specific period of time, but the structure still supports that, then hold it. Hold the targets. Can you look at Joby? Yeah, we can look at Joby. Neo been around forever. Used to call it the Chinese Ethereum. Yeah, because Neo's been around since... Shit, how long? When did they come into existence? 2017? Yeah. Long term, I hold for 6 months. I think Neo can make some good moves. Yeah, I mean, if you're holding it for 6 months, just hold, man. Just hold. No point in stressing about the intraday movements. If things invalidate your levels, then it invalidates your levels and you move to the next one. But that's how I would approach it. But I do think Neo will do well over the next 6 to 12 months. But that $12 target, again, it's on weekly time frame, so it'll take some time. Zcash 1K peak bull run is a magnet. Yeah, I mean, if we get 600, then we get a correction, and then we continue to go up. Yeah, I mean, we could potentially see 1,000 on that. Joby. Is Joby a stock or a crypto? Looks like Joby Aviation, so I'm going to go with that one. Joby Aviation, that's what it looks like. Do you invest in Dogecoin? I do not. I don't own any Dogecoin. I sent a screenshot of the ghost in your stream on the Discord. when you... Oh, yep, there it is. Do you guys see this on Nick's live stream? There's no way. Would you recommend using... do you think VeChain will survive regulation? I do. If you look at all their fundamentals and who they're partnered with, they're partnered with UFC, they're partnered with Dana White, they're partnered with a bunch of different things. So I do think they'll survive regulation. Should we still hold long Bitcoin? I mean, I'm a long-term holder of Bitcoin. Yes, I believe in it. Comment LLC if you're holding XRP. I mean, I like XRP. Do you think XRP will? Yeah, XRP will survive. Yeah, XRP, Ethereum, Solana. Let's see, what else? XRP, those ones definitely. XRP, Solana, Hedera, or HBAR rather, VeChain. There's a lot of them that'll... I'm not saying every token will get wiped out. I'm just saying if the project isn't doing anything like fundamental, or there's not like, somewhat of a revenue generation from it, or they're doing something that like integrates into, the bigger picture, like, meme coins, most of those meme coins are just going to die. That's just my opinion. All right. What do we got here on Joby? Man. All right, let's see what we got. Kind of, sort of, actually. So this kind of looks like a 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. So that does appear to be a 5-wave move. 1, 2... Actually, no, this is the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, so we have that 5-wave move. It wasn't invalidated. Let's see where this hit targets. So that actually came up perfectly to the 1.618. which is why I like Elliott Wave Theory. So we have this wave 1 back here, came up to the 0.618 for this wave 3. So this was a wave 3 up. Actually, never mind. That can't be because this is a wave 4, which invalidates that wave 1. So never mind. So we can start our wave count from here. So let me clear the chart. I forgot to look at the current price action. All right, what do we got? What do we got on Joby? So this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. So that could be our wave 5. This is our wave 4. This is our wave 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right. So we have that 5-wave move there. We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So we can clear all this out. We have this massive wave 2, which has corrected down right at the 786. So we've corrected down to the 786, which is a deep value discount. Using the fibs here, about 33 is the suggested next target for Joby, around 33 to 39 at the 1.618 to the 2. So we should have a 5-wave move up towards these targets. Another thing I like to check too is the fundamentals behind the project or behind the stock. Like, you know, what does the stock look like? I mean, holy shit. I mean, the sales have just spiked up in 2025. 40% earnings per share surprise. Sales year over year, 39,000%. I mean, it definitely is in hyper growth stage for sure. But yeah, I mean, the structure supports big upside. Can you look at Sui? Yeah, we can do Sui. Z-Chain might actually not survive since it's harder to regulate too much privacy. That's an interesting point, Grayson. That's an interesting point because XMR is kind of the same thing, but I don't know. Who knows, right? They are bigger on the privacy side. You know, does it survive? That's a question. I don't know. You know, none of us really know if that will survive or not. But, you know, I'd have to look more into their project and what they're doing. You know, I don't own Zcash. I'm not sure. What do we got? I see how spot is safer, but I was thinking if Bitcoin hits 50K, wouldn't using something like 2 to 3x leverage be a reasonable way to amplify gains or the volatility? It would depend on what your liquidation price would be on that. I don't know what the 2 to 3x would be, so that would have to go down. How far? I don't know how far that would have to go down. You know, if you enter a 2 to 3x leverage at 50K, your liquidation price might be like 20K, which I think would probably be safe. I just wouldn't know again, I always try to tell people on leverage, like just be cautious because some people don't know how to use leverage and they might over leverage themselves and cause themselves to get liquidated. Whereas if you just buy spot, you know, you can avoid all those headaches. But if you know how to use it and you're strategic about it, it can be a great tool to amplify wealth. It would just depend on what your liquidation prices would be at that level. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do one more chart, and then I'm going to call it a day because it's already 8 o'clock, and I like to end streams at around 8. So let's do one more. AMD, still sticking to the plan. What's up, Sonny? Yes, sir. Someone said chess. Should we end with chess? All right, wait. Let me take a vote. I'm going to take a vote. We can either end with chess and then do a game of chess, or we can look at AMD. I'll leave that to y'all. We're going to look at AMD or play chess. I'm going to take a vote. Wait, what? Hold on. AMD. All right, we'll do AMD. Sorry, The fuck is going on? My wife's texting me saying the neighbor knocked on our door and asked if they can use our Wi-Fi. The fuck kind of question is that? No. No Wi-Fi. This is my Wi-Fi. Don't fucking come over here and try to use my Wi-Fi. Becker said chess. I don't know, Becker. I got 7. Yeah, what kind of question is that? It knocks on our door. Can I use your Wi-Fi? Fuck out of here. No. I bet that they can hear me here too, because they're outside in the backyard and our walls are pretty thin, so they can definitely hear me just talking shit. No Wi-Fi. They will hack your system. Yeah, watch. The stream will crash because they're hacking our Wi-Fi. I think she told him to fuck off. Let me see. She's like, yeah, I tried ringing your doorbell earlier to use your Wi-Fi. Oh, I was home when she rang my doorbell. I let that shit I just didn't even answer. I was like, I'm not answering my door. Hackers, yeah, 100%. As they steal your information, yeah. Fuck, no thank you. All right, let's look at AMD. See what we got. Actually, I already charted AMD, so we can just go based off of this, and then I'll play one game of chess after this. How about that? So, on a shorter time frame, this is what AMD looks like. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up for an initial wave 1, this ABC pullback for a wave 2. We're currently in the wave 3. My next target on AMD is 500. That's my next target on AMD for the wave 3 was 500. So this wave 1 to the wave 3 up to about 500 to 560 is my next target for AMD. They want access to your cold wallet. They want access. Nah, they ain't getting my cold wallet, man. I got, if y'all are familiar with Tangem, the Tangem wallet, you don't have to be connected to internet on that. That's why I like it. What strategy do you use? I use a combination of order flow and Elliott Wave. Is there any... Actually, right here, there's this right here, which is institutional buying right here. On AMD, this level right here. So that's an institutional buy. This is kind of a drop. This is an institutional buy actually here as well. So you have these two. Institution bought heavy here for sure. In this zone, 100%. So that in order to move a candle that much, in order to have this rally of a price, you need big pockets. So that would be an institutional buy here, and then we rallied up. So it does appear like we're in wave 3 right now. All right, we're gonna jump over to chess because I want to play some damn chess. So let's play some chess. We're gonna play one game of chess. Chess keeps your mind sharp, guys. Chess keeps your mind sharp. Yeah, it would be near 25,000 to 28. I don't use leverage often, but it seems like something to consider. Yeah, I mean, if we get to like 50 to 40K, I with 2 to 3x, I feel like that would be fine. Again, not financial advice or telling you what to do, but I feel as though at those levels, you know, that would be probably pretty fine. What is that? At China? Thanks for all your help today. Yeah, absolutely. And again, you guys don't have to stay here. I have some community members in the chat that like chess, so I tend to play chess a little bit. Let me move my face over here on the vertical screen, and on my OBS, let me move my head over here to the right so it's out of the way. All right, so for those of you that want to stay for a round of chess and learn a little bit of something, feel free. If you don't, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm so new to everything that I don't understand anything. That's fair. That's fair. I'll do some more teaching tomorrow. How about that? I'll do some more teaching tomorrow. All right, so if you can't see my full screen on TikTok, I am broadcasting in a landscape version, so you can see my whole screen. So feel free to do that, so you can see everything. Strategies tend to get outdated. Traps tend to form around well-known strategies. So Elliott Wave has been around since 1930. It's not my only strategy. I also use institutional order flow as well. All right. So if you want to see my whole screen, again, just flip the screen horizontally, and we're going to get into some chess because I like some chess. All right, we're playing Theo Brobarian from America. I am not a 900 ELO or an 800 ELO. I haven't played chess in like 6 months. I used to be very good, yet right now I'm not the best. So I might have a decline in my overall rating here in the next call it, you know, couple losses. So let's develop, let's castle. I don't really have to trade. I don't really have to, but I'll just go ahead and trade. Put my whatchamacallit there. Let's see. All right, you're pushing that pawn. I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know what? Let's command the middle. Let's command the middle. All right, we'll just go ahead and stop that pawn. That's fine. So you're looking to attack this pawn. I have that pawn safe. Ooh. Intriguing. All right, what you gonna do with your queen, big dog? Let's go ahead and move him. You know what? Actually, I can take this pawn. That's a free pawn. Take that pawn. Because if he takes, I just take. So that's fine. I'll just take that pawn. And then this actually, I like that. Controlling that file. That's fine. He's probably going to move his pawn there. That's fine. Let's see where we want to go here. That guy's blocked. Not necessarily in the best position here. I'm not a huge fan of this position. All right, well, I can get my knight out of the way, so I'll do that trade. That's fine. And then I'll take this pawn. There's nothing I can take, so I'll take that pawn. So I actually traded for a pawn. I'll take that all day. Oh, and I'm threatening his bishop now, too. So he's going to protect that. No, because he can take. So if I go here, he takes, I take, I go there. I don't like that. Let's go here, protect this from here. All right, so he wants the castle. I don't want to really open up this file is the thing. Ooh, if I threaten him there, that opens up the king. So I'm going to go there. Because if he takes with this, I take. Okay, that's terrible pawn structure there. I like that. Let's start pushing this, because he can't really take me, and then this. So let me get my queen out of harm's way here, and let's threaten the knight. I like that. And then that's also forcing check. I like that. I kind of like my position here. I'm not going to let... All right, so the knight goes out. I like that. Now I can put my knight here, still protected. Then I can threaten his pawn. I don't mind that at all. Honestly, I need to put this here. I need to move him there so then I can check. Let's take that pawn, throw him into check. Just go back. Just take a free pawn. Now, if he takes, I take with check. That's fine. And then he can't go here or there. So he would only be able to go there. Okay. I'm gonna go here. I took some profits from Zcash. Yeah, Zcash has been ripping, man. Zcash has been ripping. All right, so if he goes here, I take... Well, I can also take here too, but I kind of want to take with this and then go here. So what is he... There's really nothing there. All right, so he takes, I take. That's fine. Let's get this pawn out of the way. Because if he takes with this, then I just take with the knight. That's, I like that. I don't really know what the goal is there. He takes, I take. He's trying to stack the queen there, which would give him that. So if I take, then the queen goes there. I kind of need to take this. I'm just going to take. Then he takes there. Then I'm going to go here to free up my queen. So if he goes there, I can free up the queen. I like that. Then I can take here. That protects my queen. Well, actually, I can take here. So take. That's fine. Go ahead and take this. I left my bishop, my knight hanging. That's not good. Actually, no, my knight's not hanging. My queen is right there. That's fine. I don't mind that. I'm going to check there. See what he does. Can't take. If I go here, I check. He can take. I take. He takes. So I don't necessarily like that. I'm just gonna check with the pawn. Because he can't take that. Okay, now what can I do here? What can I do here is the question. Because this can't be taken. If I go here, he takes. If I go here, I have the queen in a fork. If I go there, then the queen. I can take the queen maybe, and then I can position him here. Potentially. Or just, I mean, I guess I could just go back. All right, what's this guy gonna do? I could just go back because he can't really take anyway. If I go here, where does the king move? Here. He can't move here. He can't move here. Can't move there. He can move here. And then I would go here. All right, so let's throw a check on him. He can't go here, can't go here. He can go, can't go here, can't go here. He can only go there. Then I throw another check. He can't go here, he can't go here, he can only go there. And then I throw this check. I think that's... Yeah, and then I throw this check here. He can't go here, he can't go here, he can't... Oh. Where can he go? Oh, the knight blocks, but then I check again. Or... Yep. And then... Check again. And then he can take that, or just go here, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what this queen's gonna do is the only thing. If he goes there, I just move there. That's fine. He can't take this and he can't take that. I'm gonna check next. Well, no, he's the double here, here, so I can still... I don't really necessarily love this position for me, but we'll see. So I need to check him here. I kind of need to go all out, if I'm being honest. If I check here, he takes... I kind of just... Fuck it. I'm just going to send it. Check here. He can't take this. He's going to probably go here. He can't go here. He can go there. So then... I think if I check here... He can go here. But if I check here, then where does he go? Well, if I check here, then I fork the whatever thing. So I'll take that as a win. So I'll take that. And he's going to move back there, most likely. I would imagine. I mean, I have check here. Alright, so I got to go here. Let's move there for now. Let's move there, I guess. He can't go here because my queen's there. Am I checked again? Oh, if I go there, then I can take. I mean, he might offer a queen trade. We'll see. If he doesn't, I'm checking him next. So we're gonna see here. I still have 3 minutes. Okay, that's good. If he queen trades, I go here. Then he goes down here. Then I go here. What is going on? There's so many fucking people. Come on, make up your decision. You gonna trade the queen or not? If I check here. Ah, just trade the queen. Fuck it. Whatever. Put him in check. Should just push the pawn. Let's go there, because if he goes here, I can take with here. Let's go there. Just gonna push the pawn, man. Pushing the pawn. I forget how to do this. This is new. So, someone wanted to play chess, so I'm playing some chess today. You know, we're not only crypto, we're also chess as well. Let's go there, get him out of the way. Protect this pawn. I'll just push this one up, guard this pawn, and then promote. And then this protects this. And then I can actually take this pawn here. Okay. I like that. Just take that, get that out of the way. Oh. If he takes, yeah, I like that. If he takes here, I take his whatever. If he doesn't take, then I promote. Dumbass. All right, so just gonna guard this pawn and push. If I go here, he can't move. Where can he go? Can't go here, can't go here. He can only go here, I think. There we go. Let's rock and roll. All right, got our first crypto and chess. Yeah, there was a lot of viewers that want. Well, I play chess like one. That's it. I'm done. Like I only play one game. We already covered all the crypto stuff, so I played one game. So with that being said, I will be back tomorrow. Are you taking challengers? Maybe. I'm not the best at chess. I know my elo says 922, but I haven't played in months. Just started picking it back up. So with that being said, I will see all of y'all tomorrow. I'm going to log off here and go hang out downstairs for a little bit. And I will see everyone tomorrow. We'll go into some charts tomorrow.